Hello guys, it's WildHeart and today we'll do patch 14.13 rundown. Not much have changed since last patch honestly, but still we have quite some important things like nerf for Skarner, nerf for Brand who was kinda oppressive on ADC role in the most recent patch, and slight adjustments to GP Graves. But yeah, let's check everything instead of talking. Brand, passive mana regeneration reduced, E damage decreased. Interesting. That's actually interesting. To be honest with you guys, I didn't even know he has any mana regeneration in his passive. Like, genuinely speaking, I have hundreds of games with Brand, and I didn't know he has any mana regeneration on it. That's weird. But yeah, his E got minus 20 damage at level 5 of the spell. Scales aren't touched at all. I wouldn't say it's a big deal. Because you normally max W and E is not your priority. W does the most damage, so E is kind of whatever. But at the same time, you don't really want to nerf Brand too hard because he got way too many nerfs in this season. That's why I don't think it's easy to nerf him without killing the champion, kind of. GP. E slow formula adjusted. Wow. So it doesn't scale based on your crit chance now, but the slow is nasty. Like wow, like 80% slow at level 5 of the spell. So when does it happen? Around like level 13. Level 13, you have slow at 80%. It's not bad. That's not bad. That's very solid. I mean, try to hit them first, but overall the numbers are nice. However, it doesn't entirely solve GP's issues currently because GP feels fairly weak as a champion. I wouldn't hesitate to say that. And I don't think buffing his slow on E is something that entirely solves his issues. Gragas, passive heal reduce. That's nice. That's nice because Gragas top is always pain in the ass, and that's the best way how you can nerf him. Graves, E bonus armor increased from 2, 5, 8, 11, 14 to 5, 7, 10, 13, 16. That's a massive buff. I mean, that's a massive buff. Especially for early game, that's something noticeable. I mean, as Graves, you still kind of want to play against AD champions. That's not like a complete game changer, but you will feel yourself even stronger against AD champions. I remember in older seasons, I think Graves had both armor and magic resistance on his passive, and I'm glad he doesn't have it anymore. But like 4 armor per stack, that's quite a lot. He will be fairly tanky early on. So if he would get to play matchup like against Xin Zhao or Jarvan, something like that, it's something that his enemies might notice that something is different. Kalista. She's getting nerfed. I didn't notice that in preview, but I thought she will get buffed. Minus 2 AD, Sentinel, minimum non-champion. Wait. It's removed. Non-champion execute threshold. No, alright, now does non-champion damage cap. It's 200. I don't entirely get it. I need to read the description. Kalista's minions are roughly appropriate considering she is harder to play than the average EDC, but she's also been a top tier pro strat all year long. As she's getting pretty stale in the pro scene, we are delivering some nerfs that we hope will disproportionately affect pro play. We are toning down her coordination reliant pieces and clarifying the special rules of her W by removing some of them and adding the rest to the tooltip. We're also doing a small pass on recommended runes, updating a few that appear to have better alternatives. I mean, and then nerf ulti. Makes sense. Now it makes sense given the description. Makes sense. I would still probably nerf, like, if you want to nerf your base stats, I would probably nerf your movement speed or attack speed by just slightest possible numbers, by like 5 units on movement speed or like 0.5 in attack speed, something like that. Cartus, Q damage reduced. Kind of whatever, honestly, whatever. That's something you won't feel at all. Cannon, base health reduced, minus 30 HP. Movement while casting his ultimate feels great and carries a meaningful amount of power, so we're simply taking some way to account for that. He is best in higher levels of play, so we're targeting there. We're reducing his base health to give his opponents a better window to kill him once they get the jump, as he is now more elusive and his R assistances are more valuable. Okay. Listen, health growth increased. By the way, with Cannon, I actually noticed he became much stronger than he was because of that changes that he doesn't need to stop when he ults now. He feels like much harder to get away from because he doesn't stop anymore. Listen, health growth increased, W shield increased at lower ranks. What? I mean, plus 20, not that much health growth. Listen is weaker than he ought to be. That's bullshit, he is not weak. Listen is not weak. I don't think he needs any buff, but honestly, the buffs are not that important. They don't want to over buff Listen, so they try to balance him carefully, and that makes sense. That totally makes sense to me. That's why I kinda get the idea why they want to buff him that way instead of the other. Instead of just bluntly buffing him extra damage. Lissandra, Q damage increased, W cooldown reduced at lower ranks. Let's see, flat damages are the same, plus 5 AP scaling, that's nice. I mean, that's not much, but that's nice because that's the spell that she spams. Also, it has extremely low cooldown, but actually 85% AP scale is a very serious scaling considering how low is the cooldown on this spell. Ring of Frost cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds early on, and later on it gets back to the normal numbers. Makes sense as well to me, honestly, to push the waves faster with your W. Kinda makes sense. Yeah. Misfortune, base AD increased, W damage lockout, move speed delay decreased. Alright. Plus 3D, not bad. Damage lockout 5 seconds to 4 seconds. Okay. Upgraded move speed delay 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Not bad. Max bonus movement speed is increased as well. Not much, only 5 units, but still. Initial bonus movement speed 25. Initial bonus movement speed is nuts. Like, that's serious. She's still missing some of her old strengths now that she's not rushing Yomus anymore. She's not spiking as quickly or zipping around the map the way she used to. So we're giving her a small increase to laning power and a lot of extra juice to Strut's bonus move speed. I mean, that makes sense to me as well, because you got to play kind of mobile ADC who can... And it's not only about the movement speed, it's about jumps mainly, so you can jump, change your position any moment you wish. That's why Misfortune is not popular these days. I don't entirely say that she's terrible champion. No, that's not what I mean. But what I mean is that she's just not that favored as she was earlier. Even not remotely close to what she was. Orianna, base AD increased. Plus 4 AD on Orianna, that's cool. That's actually very cool considering how often she's auto-attacking early on, that's cool. That's a massive buff, especially for pro level. That's very cool. Pantheon. W minion monster damage increased. I don't entirely get it, because if you know how to play Pantheon, you're kinda good with it anyways in jungle. So I don't really see a reason to buff him, but well, that's not something massive, so let it be. Let it be. Skarner. Q mana cost increased, max health damage reduced. As someone who plays Skarner, at the moment Skarner is my most played champion, I think. I strongly believe this is a good nerf. This is actually a good nerf because you pretty much never run out of mana when you spam your Q during the laning phase if you do it right, and it still does a lot. It still does a lot. That's why I feel like nerfing its mana cost and the damage is the right thing, but I would probably nerf mana cost and the damage, specifically if you use ranged version of Q. And to make... I'm not sure if that's technically doable, but to make melee Q to be the same as it is now, and the ranged version cost more and deal less damage. So let's say you cast Q. If you just auto attack the target, it remains 30 mana. But if you proceed to throw the rock, plus 20 mana, pay 20 mana, you can go. Talia, bonus monster damage, 25 to 10. I mean, yes, Talia is broken. Talia is kinda broken, totally makes sense. It's a very good nerf, I appreciate that one. But what's no, actually, wait, that's probably too much. No. I jinxed it. No. That's actually too much because they also removed the AP scaling. So it was 25 plus 5% AP scaling. Now it's 10 without AP scaling. That's too much. It just kills her, no? It's your main clearing spell. I mean, it doesn't influence the lane Talia, like support Talia, ADC Talia, mid lane Talia anyhow, but for jungle Talia, that's a huge issue. Varus. Holy shit. Base AD and attack speed growth decreased, passive reworked. W damage and basic ability refund increased. W cast lockout on Q increased. Okay. Attack damage reduced by 3, attack speed growth reduced by 0.5. Passive, Living Vengeance. Minion kill, 10, 15, 20% plus 20% bonus attack speed. To 10% attack speed. 10% attack speed, AD, and attack speed AP. What? So, wait. Am I dumb? So, instead of giving just attack speed, it gives you everything now? Attack speed, AD, and AP? Champion takedown, 40%. 15% attack speed, AD. I'm not sure with the description, they had to add some tooltips to it. New attack speed scale, now includes attack speed from champion levels. Attack speed cap increased from 2.5 to 2.763 during champion takedown passive, meaning the passive itself can bypass the AS cap. Alright, Blighted Quiver. Damage is increased, missing health damage slightly reduced. I mean, not slightly, actually strongly reduced. Wait. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 based on rank. So now it actually makes sense to level the spell. It kinda makes sense to level the spell, because earlier it was giving you based on the level of the champion, and now it gives you based on the rank of the spell. Q cast lockout, 0.25 seconds, 0.85 seconds. Okay, basic ability cooldown refund per blight pop, 12 to 13%. It's whatever, but actually a very interesting set of changes to Varus. I wonder who he's going to end up. Like, is he going to be top laner as he was, mid laner, or ADC? Like, kind of weird. Zaya. Cooldown reduced, E damage increased. E cooldown reduced, E damage increased. I mean, she's not even that weak to buff her. I mean, it's also not that big of a deal. It's 1 second. And it's E. Yeah, I mean, buffing W would be a bigger issue to me, so it's kind of whatever. Zach, passive formulary work to scale off level instead of R ranks. Okay, healing from blobs 5, 6, 7, 8% max HP based on R ranks, 4 to 8% based on level. I mean, it's weird to make it scaling from R ranks at first place. Like, it makes much more sense to make it scaling from the level. Like, what's the point of what? Opportunity, preparation, lethality, 5 to 10.5%. Now it's 5 to 10.5% based on level. Aha, now it has scaling for range champions. Rest in peace, opportunity for Corki. Rest in peace, opportunity for Corki. And for other range champions like Queen, for example. Dark Harvest. Alright. They slightly buff Dark Harvest. I mean, it still looks like dog shit to me. The numbers are super low, like 20 damage plus 9 per soul. Okay, let's say the game was super active, like complete Clown Fiesta, and you got like what? 30 souls. With 30 souls, it would be something like what? Like 270 plus 20, 290 damage. 290 damage late game. I mean, you can get about the same numbers with Electrocute. What's the point risking it then? Yeah, I mean, it's just weak. Damage on Electrocute is actually nerfed. But early is buffed. The late is nerfed, but early is buffed. And Electrocute means much more for early game than for late game. Cooldown is reduced to 20 seconds. That's solid buff to Electrocute, I feel like. It's a very solid buff to Electrocute. Interesting. Like, actually interesting. Runes, we don't care. Rank promotion LP update. For a long time after being promoted to a new rank tier such as Silver 1 to Gold 4, players start with 1 LP, and this feels frustrating, especially when winning at high LP values 90 plus. We are making a change to count LP as a normal win after being promoted to a new rank tier. It will be more intuitive and true to players' game by game rank journey. With the inflation control and LP optimization we've been doing since Split 1 2024, we are confident that this change won't introduce inflation and won't break competitive integrity. It's a win based on a healthier LP ecosystem. If the LP as normal win will add up to a sum of 0 post promotion, 1 LP will be added. So in this specific scenario, players will start with what's the point of this post then? But yeah. Alright guys, I think we are done with this patch note. It was fairly short and simple to go over. I wouldn't say there's something important to pay attention to apart from Talia's nerf. I'm not sure if Talia is strong anymore. You got to test it, that's for sure. Oriana looks nice, but I feel like that's something you can use only if you're playing at higher tiers of competition. And Varus. Varus is clearly a very interesting champion to look at. Rest are kinda whatever. So let's wait for patch 14.14 and see what the next patch prepares to us. See you later guys. Have a nice day and bye.